Hey, this is Laura from the Low Nickel Diet, and I just wanted to show a breakfast that I make real quick that is healthy and full of different nutrients. It's also pretty low nickel. So hopefully to just give you an idea of some things that you can make. And I'll do a quick calculation afterwards of what the nickel content really is, but this is just something I would throw together from the experience that I have that should be low nickel enough for most people. So let's see, I love hash browns, and I did stay away from potatoes for quite a while at the beginning, but now I do have potatoes here and there, and you know, it's going to depend where the potato is grown, how much nickel is in it, but like a lot of cases, if you just have a little bit of something that may have some nickel in it, and you add those things together, it's still not that much nickel. And especially if you're doing other things that help remove nickel or keep nickel from being overly absorbed in your digestive tract, then it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm actually really scared of grating, because when I was a kid, I had to grate a bunch of cheese once, and I really cut myself super bad, took a big chunk out of my finger. So I'm like, I always try and get other people to grate for me when I can, but yeah, you can see like I'm super scared to get close to the end. I end up like throwing away that much because I get too scared. And that's usually enough for like 2 people. Okay, so I'm not like a chef, I'm not a clean cooker, like I'm pretty messy and I just try to keep things simple for myself. So that's definitely not enough butter for me. So yeah, don't expect like things to look beautiful or fancy. That's really not how I cook. So yesterday, I took my second board exams for med school. So after your second year of med school, you take a board exam. It's about 8.5 hours. And then after your third year of medical school, you take another board exam. And that one is 9.5 hours. And I took that yesterday. And I cannot put into words how exhausted my brain is after those exams. Like it's like nothing I've ever experienced, how empty and tired and slow my brain feels. But it's over, which is amazing. And now I get to take a couple of weeks of vacation. It's not exactly going to be a vacation because I am studying for another exam, because I'm going to take 2 board exams. But anyway, I get a little bit of a break, and that is going to be so nice because I haven't really taken a real break yet in 3 years of med school. Okay, so I'm kind of on like a medium high right now. Salt. So pepper can be problematic for some people. I don't use that much pepper myself, but because it's made out of nightshade, some people can be sensitive to it. So if you're in the beginning, I wouldn't add pepper to anything. I would just use salt. Salt is excellent for you. Don't be afraid of it unless you are actually hypertensive. It doesn't cause hypertension. There's like, don't be afraid of it at all. Tomatoes are also nightshades, so it's something to consider. I talk about it in the book. If you're eating low nickel but you're still having some issues, you may want to consider trying removing nightshades. And I have a list of what those are in the book, as well as some other potential problematic ingredients. I do try to have lots of recipes without these in it, or where it's not really necessary. And sometimes, like for example, I definitely had a period of time where I was more sensitive to nightshades really, really early on, and I would stay away from them. But after you do gut healing and you're reducing all the inflammation in your body and your immune system isn't freaking out so much, it's really not, a lot of people can go back to eating a lot of these foods. And that was definitely true for me. So if this is your first time being on my YouTube, if you've never seen my book or any of my content, I am a fourth year medical student now, also a nutritional therapy practitioner. Before medical school, I did help people with brain and gut issues, helping their nutrition support, improving those symptoms. And I got a systemic nickel allergy after a brain injury. And the way that it manifested was in IBS symptoms and also really terrible eczema all over my hands, especially this hand. So bad that I would not be able to bend my fingers because it would be so full of pustules or healing scabs. It was really disgusting, and I even had eczema all over my body at the very worst point. It took quite a while to discover that it was a nickel allergy, systemic nickel allergy, where my body was reacting to the nickel that was entering through my digestive tract from food and water. And it's actually a pretty common problem. It's just not well known in the United States. Some dermatologists know about it. Very few GI doctors know about it. But it's actually potentially a cause of over 40% of IBS. So if you have IBS symptoms or eczema on your hands, you may want to consider trying it, especially if you already know you have a nickel allergy on your skin. Okay, so that's good. Let's dump some eggs in here. So I didn't use all the whites. I don't really like whites that much, and I would just end up wasting them anyway. So I kind of just have about 1.5 whites in here. So this is barbecue pork belly that we have left over from the weekend. So I'm just gonna kind of heat up. I'm gonna lower the temperature on that. So I like my eggs to be kind of like this weird mix of the whites or the yolks, like kind of cooked, and then I kind of mash them up. I was thinking about using some of these, but I think it's a little late for that. So we can put these away. Because the yolks, like the more that you cook them, you lose some of the nutritional value. It depends. Like some nutrients are available for raw yolk that aren't cooked, and then some are available cooked but not raw. So it's kind of nice to have a mixable, in my opinion. Okay. So little bit messy, but looks good to me.